Blackwell, Eternal Authenticity. I'm on a nature trail walk Friday, Friday the 31st of July, the last day of July. Yes, Friday. But yes, anyways, I'm out here on this nature trail, vibing, feeling good, good vibes. And I'm grateful, I'm blessed, you know. I love staying connected deeply to nature because nature is always a reminder of God. A lot of times we might be caught up inside an apartment, inside a house or a job, and we get cut off. We feel cut off from nature, and we feel kind of like disconnected. But when you spend that quality, necessary time out in nature, when you spend that quality time with God, and you choose to get outside, go for a walk, go exercise, interact with people, just send positive vibes, ground yourself. Grounding ourselves in nature is a phenomenal thing to do. Some people, they like riding boats, going on yachts or different boats. Some people, they like hiking and mountain climbing or running, or you can ride the bicycle, you know what I'm saying? You could do different body weight exercises, calisthenics. Some people like yoga, you know. Some people like yoga. Some people like different sports and, maybe gardening, but there's a lot of stuff that really helps us to deeply connect, to to get grounded down to earth, you know. A lot of times there's a lot of noise. We got to be able to ground ourselves in nature. That's my point. A lot of times people are distracted. They want to be on TV or they're rushing around in the concrete jungle, going to jobs or school. And it's like, you got to make sure you reconnect out in nature. You go on those nature walks, you stay hydrated, you get your water, you meditate, you pray, and you reconnect with the earth, with God spiritually. You should always be connected to God always, but especially when you come out in nature, it helps you to have even more of a stronger connection, on a deeper level, instead of being caught up, worried about chasing money or chasing fame. You got to make sure you come outside and remember who you are, you know, develop that stronger connection, a greater awareness. That's how you raise your consciousness level, just by evolving. Coming outside, growing. Like these trees, they're growing, evolving. We're supposed to grow, we're supposed to evolve, so nature is the greatest teacher, you know, and it's healing, it's therapeutic, what I'm saying? It's cleansing, it's purifying, it's refreshing, it's satisfying, it's purifying, it's healing, being around all these plants and nature and these leaves and trees and the animals, and it's quiet, you know, this is what's up. This is home, nature is home. So you got to reconnect. There's nothing wrong with the sunshine. There's nothing wrong with that, with the green. The green is great. In fact, we need to make the world go green. You know what I'm saying? For real, that's the truth. Honestly, it's even in the Bible. So yes, that's just it's my nature. I'm a beacon of light. It's my nature motivational message. You know, make sure you get outside. Don't stay stuck, sad and a depressed kind of low frequency, a low vibe. Make sure, you vibe high. You vibrate higher, you elevate, choose to elevate, ascend, focus on ascension, elevation, rising higher, connecting with the creator. Don't let the world, steal your joy. Don't let the world drain you. There's a lot of energy vampires. So you got to make sure that you nourish your energy, you protect your energy and nourish your energy. Hey, what's going on, Abina? Mensa, Abina, Mensa. Yeah. We gotta make sure we nourish our energy. We gotta make sure we protect our energy, prioritize our inner peace, prioritize our inner happiness, become still, become calm, become grounded. That's why I recommend. Peace. What up? Abina, Mensa. Shout out to you, Abina, USA of OSU, Mensa. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta make sure you get grounded, you get deeply connected to the roots, to source energy, the creator, Mother Earth, the stars, the galaxy, the creator. We gotta humble ourselves. We have to humble ourselves in nature. A lot of times people, hey, thank you, simple cat guy. Peace, thank you, simple cat guy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sky Blackwell, eternal authenticity. I'm out here on a nature trail walk. And yes, we got to enjoy ourselves every day. Like we can't be caught up in a box. We can't be caught up in a cage. Nature is the truth. This is a fresh, live, real environment. It's a natural environment. You know what I'm saying? I can't be caught up, you know, in chains. You know what I'm saying? I'm free. Nature is abundance. You know what I mean? Nature is happy, abundance vibes. You know what I'm saying? We don't got no time to be up here suffering, caught up, with bad vibes. Nature is a super high frequency, and it teaches you to be aware. It teaches you to be conscious. Teaches you to be patient. Nature teaches us patience. Teaches us stillness. Teaches us trust. Nature teaches us faith and trust in God. So people out here bike riding. You know what I'm saying? It's an active environment. It's a vibe. Don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a hater just caught up, you know, inside all day, not doing nothing. I'm out here inspiring people. I'm out here vibing with the creator. We got the birds out there, the ducks, the swans, we got the frogs, the lizards, the rabbits, the squirrels, the birds, all this, you know what I'm saying? We chilling. I'm grounding myself. I'm taking care of my mental health. You know, I'm not caught up in drama and all this hate. You know what I'm saying? I'm on too high of a frequency. I'm not gonna be caught up in chaos. So you got to make time, make time. There's always time to prioritize your peace, meditate, listen to the word of God, pray, and just come outside for your mental health. Like pills and stuff, it's not gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it real, but just a natural breath of fresh air, spring water, fasting, exercise, just a reminder, just so you can open your eyes and see, so you can see these trees, that real fresh water, the lake, real animals. This helps to open people's eyes up. Many people they are asleep. People are asleep. They're closed off and they're just so focused on a screen, a phone screen or a television screen or a computer. And like you got to come outside to open your eyes, to remember, to be able to hear God, listen to God, and yeah, heal. You have to heal yourself, detox yourself by coming out to nature. You know, um, nature is a big source of medicine. That's a true original medicine. So make sure you stay positive, stay inspired, and vibe high. Keep your vibes high. Elevate. You know, choose to elevate in a world full of deception, full of distraction. Make sure you vibrate higher. People that have high blood pressure, you know, one, you can start taking herbs. There's Flor de Manita and chamomile. Chamomile, Flor de Manita, both of those will help lower your blood sugar levels, to help lower your blood pressure levels also, and just in general, people that might have colon problems, fasting, fasting helps out with that, you know. So detox, you know, get your mind right, get focused, be present, be more present instead of, being caught up, anxious, overthinking, worried about the future, or depressed about the past. We gotta be still. We gotta be in the present, and stay hydrated. Like examples like soursop juice. That's great for cleansing and detoxing, removing, heavy metals and toxins from the body. So yes, take your elderberry. Elderberry is good for your immune system. You beat sickness, you beat viruses, by taking elderberry, ginger. You detox the inflammation from your body with that. People that have problems with their hair, you can use batana oil, put that on your hair for your hair to grow stronger, for you to have richer, more vibrant, healthier hair. Batana oil helps out with that. Sea moss in general, helps out with a lot, has a lot of minerals, sea moss. And people that have iron problems, you have low iron levels, problems with anemia and iron problems. You want to take stuff like burdock root or sarsaparilla or guaco or contribo. They have high, rich levels of iron, which is going to purify your blood, and you're going to be able to get more oxygen to the brain, and you're going to, overcome the sickle cell, anemia, is because you have to have more iron to help out your body, so stay committed. A lot of people are rushing around, but you got to make sure you take the time to fast and be patient. Be patient with the healing. It takes time. Trees take time to grow, so we have to be patient for the healing, and we have to be patient to listen to God for the instructions. So stay consistent in your lifestyle. People with skin problems, you can use sea moss. Different skin problems. Start taking sea moss. Start taking bladderwrack sea moss. Stuff like that is good for your thyroid, good for all your cells in your body. Got a lot of minerals, copper, zinc, selenium, magnesium. You're gonna eliminate the mucus from your body, and yeah, you know, going for nature walks, going for runs, going for exercise. You know, it's all about detoxing, awareness, healing, flushing out the parasites, flushing out the toxins from your body. You have to do it in a holistic way, with your diet, with your exercise, with your meditation, with your fasting, with your spiritual connection. You know, you got to go 100% in your healing lifestyle, detoxification lifestyle. People that might have different respiratory problems, you got to cleanse out the mucus and phlegm from your lungs. You got to be able to use something like mullein. Mullein is a herb good for detoxing your lungs of phlegm and mucus and tar. Smokers that have problems with their lungs and respiratory, you know, eliminate the mucus. Same thing with brain problems. People that have brain problems, you have Alzheimer's, dementia, you know, different stuff like that. It's because it's mucus on the brain. You got to remove it. You got to remove the mucus in that area. So bronchitis, you know, pneumonia, which is the mucus on the lungs. You got to be able just to detox. And a big way we can detox is by fasting. Fasting, abstaining from eating, drinking more fluids, and just whenever you do break your fast with clean fruits, fresh vegetables, organic produce, fruits with seeds, vegetables with seeds, and make sure you have natural approach. You got to fast. You got to be able to say no to the chemicals, the poisons, the sugars, the chemicals, the poisons, the starches. All that stuff is not going to heal you. It's going to harm you. All these different artificial, inorganic substances is going to hurt you. It's going to make you sick. And that's why most of the world is sick, because people are just constantly eating acidic foods, stuff with acid. Acid, it's weighing you down. It's hurting. It's hurting your body. And that's why people's spirit, people's aura is very foul and sick, because of what they're consuming. There's a lot of misinformation out there. People have the wrong information, and that's why they're going around in circles. sick, you know. So get your mind right, do your research, do your studies, live a plant-based, alkaline, vegan lifestyle, and you will see the differences. You will see the results. So, Sky Blackwell, Eternal Authenticity, thank you for listening. Follow me on Instagram, Cash App, Sky Blackwell. Send me positive vibes. Order my ebooks. Schedule a consultation with me. I'm out here with the butterflies. Schedule a consultation with me. Listen to my podcast, my music. I got the links to my YouTube channel. And yes, like I said, health is wealth. Our body becomes what we consume. So when we consume life, sunshine, water, strawberries, fruits, vegetables, watermelons, oranges, cucumbers, avocados, burdock root, which is good for cleansing the kidney and liver. If you have cirrhosis or, you have kidney problems, liver problems, you want to take burdock root. That's going to help you out. If you have problems with your nervous system, anxiety, you should take blue vervain. Blue vervain is going to cure, your chronic anxieties, your nervous system problems. It's going to heal you, with your anxiety. Blue vervain in particular, stuff like eucalyptus leaves, chamomile, eucalyptus leaves. These are herbs that are also going to help with relaxation, lowering your blood pressure levels, regulating your blood sugar levels, so you're able to have a natural balance within yourself, you know, stuff like Damiana, great for women and men's sexual health, red raspberry leaf, great for women's hormones, great for helping women with their fertility and for with pregnancy, red raspberry leaf, you know, ginger is great for removing inflammation from the body, you know, Peace. What's up, Rosa Felix? Ginger is great for removing inflammation from the body. It's great for strengthening your immune system. Ginger. Same thing with elderberry. Elderberry will strengthen your immune system. Elderberry will strengthen your immune system. So stuff like that. Cayenne pepper is good also for your circulation, that blood flow. You know, like I said, there's different herbs for iron like sarsaparilla, burdock, guaco, contribo. These are barks. These are iron rich herbs that's going to purify your blood. You're going to remove the heavy metals, the toxins inside your bloodstream. And that's how you're going to be able to get oxygen to your brain by getting iron, true iron. That's how you cure anemia. If you have sickle cell anemia, you need to consume more iron. Also from the green leaves, amaranth greens, kale, arugula, romaine, dandelion greens, watercress, what I'm saying? Tomatillos, stuff like that, real green, natural fruits, vegetables. This will help give you that iron, you know, a lot of other minerals too, nutrients too. But yeah, serious information, stuff like prodigiosa or senna leaves. Those are great for colon cleansing. Prodigiosa, senna leaves, those are two different herbs, powerful for detoxing the gut. Cascara sagrada. Cascara sagrada, that's also great for using the restroom, going to the toilet, eliminating bowel movements. You know, Cascara sagrada, senna leaves, prodigiosa. Cascara sagrada, senna leaves, and prodigiosa, those are colon cleansing herbs for going to the restroom, eliminating waste from your gut. Use those herbs, you got to take care of your skin. You have mangoes, enjoy more mangoes, you know. Um, and yeah, like I said, it's a lot. I got a lot of knowledge, a lot of herbs. I got my ebooks, so you can check out my ebook, Sky Blackwell, Eternal Authenticity. But put in the work, you will see the results. You will see the transformation. Soursop is phenomenal for anti-cancer, removing cancer cells. It's more powerful than chemotherapy. Soursop leaves, soursop juice. So get that right, get that going. Also sea moss, like I said, it's got 100. We got 102 minerals in the body, and sea moss has 92 minerals. So it's gonna improve your skin health. It's gonna improve your hair, your nails, your skin. It's gonna detox inflammation from your body, help out with your energy, improve your energy. It's got all the minerals: iron, magnesium, copper, zinc, selenium. you know, uh, lots of minerals. It's loaded with minerals, sea moss. So invest into your health. Do your research and put in the work. Put in the work, honestly. So there's other stuff out there like cat's claw, good for, removing tumors in the body, you know, cat's claw, stuff like that is good. Some serious, strong stuff you need to help, consume. So there's more herbs too, like Paw de Arco. Paw de Arco is good for blood cleansing, blood purification, removing heavy metals, cancer detoxification. Paw de Arco and cat's claw and soursop in particular, those are really recommended for some serious strong cleansing. So Sky Blackwell, Eternal Authenticity. I'm signing off. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Eternal Authenticity. And yes, like I said, health is wealth. You need to drink at least 1 gallon of spring water every day. Drink coconut water, your herbal teas, you know, get your cold pressed juices going, cucumber juice, lime juice, okra water, apples, grapes, watermelons with seeds. Make sure you have the seeds, consume real fruit. So, um, whenever you got some oregano, sage, basil, oregano, sage, dill, thyme, stuff like that is real good. Alkaline herbs. So, yes, health is wealth. Stay blessed, stay disciplined. And I'm concluding this live stream. I'll see you in the next video. Sky Blackwell, Eternal Authenticity. I'm out.